The last.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we?
Hello. Well,
Welcome
we're so good
to
now.
the Miles with Moms podcast. Yes. This is a podcast for moms who run by moms who run, and today we are going to get hot and steamy with summer weather.
Ooh, I already am.
We already are a little fired up, little feisty talking about Love Island, which
Yeah.
Olivia is a little obsessed with, and I just had a little teaser of it, and I think this can be my new thing. I think we all need trash in our lives, right?
Literally couldn't agree more.
So
Right.
is it a Netflix show?
No, it's
Oh.
Peacock. The fact
Oh.
that Peacock puts that out there is crazy.
Right.
It's crazy.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's filth.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Like,
Okay, I think of this all the time. Okay, so last year for Grandma's Marathon, we're at this restaurant, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I know I've been marathon training, but it's also currently Love Island season, and it's what I've been thinking about more than this marathon. And so we're like at dinner, and my husband looks up at the waitress, and he's like, she looks to be about my age, is like what, like, so he looks at her and he goes, do you watch Love Island? And she just goes, no, I read books. I was,
oh
oh my God.
wow.
And I was like, you just lost your tip. Like, who do you think you are? I read books too about Love Island. No. And then it's so funny because like I told that story, I put that story like on my stories, and I had somebody respond and they were like, my friend watches Love Island and she works at MIT and stuff. And I was like, because the two are not mutually exclusive. You can have a brain and also not want to use it. Like,
yes, right. I think that's the thing. Like, I think all of us need to just zone out and not use the brain. There's no brain cells involved in that show whatsoever.
no,
Kids.
It's perfect.
probably not.
Probably not. That's probably why
not.
she like has time to go sit down and read a book. Okay.
Yeah, what's that like?
What is that like?
I know.
Audiobooks at this point in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
It also sounds like it could be like good medicine if you're too in your head about running or something, and you're like, well, this is my new hobby. Is watching Love Island.
Make you feel really good about yourself.
Yeah.
It makes
It's
you feel
filth. I just
so
think
good
we're
about yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, like at least I'm not whoring it up on Love Island.
You're not just like, booty cheeks out twerking. Yeah.
Right.
Is that what this
maybe.
is?
Sometimes.
Signing up for Love Island?
I know, actually, when you put it that way, like maybe this should be a new calling of mine.
Let's go sign her up.
Yeah.
Hi,
I have 3 kids. Like, yeah, The Bachelor.
Oh, The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Casting call for The Bachelor.
Did
You
you?
did?
I wasn't on it. I helped run it.
Oh,
And I went out
was like what?
Oh.
Yeah, I was like working at a TV station, and and then we went out with the producers afterwards, and they were like the sleaziest people ever. Not
I bet.
surprising.
I believe it.
Surprised. Yeah.
I bet. Yeah. Love Island is like this too, but Shanna and our other friend were like, you have to watch The Bachelor. And after like the first 2 episodes, I was like, they could have definitely warned me about how much like kissing noises there are, because it's a lot. Like,
Right.
like those mics are right up in there, and then there's no background music, and you're just like, oh, they're gonna kiss every person. Like they are like, I've always like, oh, there's so many brands of mouthwash, like, and like, how are they all staying in business? Yeah, it's because they probably are like, oh, Listerine isn't doing it. We need like full on just like an acid wash in there.
Right. Bleach.
Sorry.
Yeah,
it really stressed me out.
I was big into The Bachelor and The Bachelorette for so long. And then when they came out with Bachelor in Paradise, I was like, this is way better because it was so much more drama.
Oh,
Like
I agree with that.
Yeah. Like with The Bachelor, it's like they're all getting so hung up on this one dude. Like, I don't know. It didn't do it for me. Like, as it kept going.
I never really. I also did a fireside chat with Travis Stork. Do you remember him? He went to UVA, and I was like a newscaster in Charlottesville, and he came, and I did this fireside chat, and he was super cute, and I was so awkward and felt so.
Was he one of the Bachelors?
Yeah, and then he went and he had his own show called like The Doctors or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Doctors.
Yeah, it was like a talk show. I think so.
Travis
I think
Stork?
that's his name. I don't know.
I need to look him up.
I think another hobby for you,
Oh,
Olivia, would be like your commentary
yes, I remember him.
over Love Island.
Yes. I should start that, actually. That's a great idea. You would watch me crash out over them crashing out. I'll text anybody about it and I'm like, sorry, I'm rubbing my last 2 brain cells together right now. And I'm like, what's happening? And the other day, Matt went to play pickleball at like 8:30 at night. And I was like, oh, I wonder if he wants to leave early because it comes out every night except Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And so I used to be like, oh my God, you're going to leave. Like, I love to hang out with you at night, like the kids are finally asleep and stuff. And now I'm like, any chance you have pickleball later? So it's like, I have things to do. Or like, I was like showing the kids something on my phone the other day. And then like, it was like, new episode drop now. And I'm like, are you guys tired?
Yeah. What about that one guy that slept with like 110 women? What do you think about him? 110.
Oh,
that's disgusting.
I think his baseline is that he only has 2 brain cells.
He is dumb as fuck.
Disgusting.
Like,
yeah,
that's he opened his mouth and I was like, ooh, he needs to shut that again.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so gross.
It's
like
so gross.
Also, lie about it. Don't put that on TV. Right. If that's true,
like, that's not bragging rights. Like that's just
It's
and how
so
do you like?
gross.
He's obviously like tallying these up because how do you know?
Yeah,
that's what I've always wondered too.
Right?
Yeah. There's no way you're like you'd have to be writing them down like when they leave your bed and you're like, haha. Like it's crazy. Also, who has that much time? Who has that much energy?
Right.
That's insane. Like
it also probably burns when he pees.
Yeah.
There's no way he's clean.
Acid wash. I'm telling you. He needs to drink just an acid wash. Like this it's so crazy.
It's
not redeeming him.
No. None.
No.
It's honestly, can you imagine if someone was like you're dating someone and they're like, what's your number? You're like 110. Like, see,
I'd be like,
this is not. We're done.
Like, it does not matter how attractive you are. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if somebody came back and was like, well, mine's 120, yours is too low. Bye.
That's just yours is too low.
Gosh.
It's so crazy. Yeah. No, it's so gross. And then, but you know what's funny is when you're watching that and then they all get freaked out over a girl having like anything close to like a double digit and it's like, she's so crazy. And you're like, is she? She's like in her 20s and she probably went to college and like, actually that's giving them a little too much credit. But they were college aged at one point and maybe hit up a campus, Yeah. So the men, they're like, oh, 110, yeah, man. And then they're like, 9? Stink. What? Stink.
Yeah. See, it's such a double standard, right?
It is. It 100% is.
A girl says 110, they're like, oh, she must be like a hooker.
Yeah, exactly.
Love too loud on that. Last night, me and my husband we were talking about. He was like, "It's been almost 11 years since I've slept next to you, like in bed." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you've been my bed partner for 11 years." And I was like, "What if we all just went around calling our spouses bed partners?"
Oh my god!
So I got this joke. I was like, "I'm gonna now every time I have to introduce you to someone, I'm gonna say this is my bed partner."
Oh my god!
He was like, "Don't. People are gonna think you're some like whore," and I'm like, "But it's the truth. You've been my partner for 11 years."
Yes, do it. Oh, that'd be amazing.
Imagine like what would somebody look at me say? They'd be like, "We're bed partner."
I'd be like, "Oh, you let him sleep in the bed? That's crazy." That's crazy. Matt gets the guest room.
Oh wow!
So so mean. I'm so mean.
Yeah, so hot and steamy.
Listens to this episode.
I know. Why are you so mean?
Like, no, actually, you sleep in the guest room.
Yeah. I would love that. Peace and quiet. Charlotte would be like, "Mom." Like, that sounds fantastic. Bed's always made, crisp sheets, like
crisp sheets.
Yeah. Sign me up.
That sounds nice.
Not in your feet.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I meant like not crispy.
Not crispy. Like, yeah.
110 partners is what's going on.
Yeah.
She doesn't have just one bed partner.
Clean? Oh, clean
Crisp.
sheets. Like crisp when they're like
use. Like nice and
yeah.
It's just kidding. I had
firm.
I had to play on
Yeah. So firm, just
so firm.
oh God.
A fresh new bed partner.
Nice, crisp new bed partner. Start off the night.
So firm.
That's the word of the episode.
Yes.
I know.
Right.
It's gonna be stuck
Crisp
in my
and
head.
firm.
Speaking of firm, actually, so
Love the segue. Let's go. What's happening?
you know, Tricia did like a little thing where she paced a friend for 57 miles in his 200-miler out in California.
Yes.
And it sounded like you were holding your poles very firmly. Correct?
Too firmly. Like, yeah, it really
Let's see
freaking
those
hurts.
hands. Let's see.
Oh,
She's got
okay,
store hands.
If I go like this, it's literally creaking. Like, I can feel I have like a bump. It's so freaking
Wait,
sore.
really?
Wow.
Yeah, and so I think I've never run with poles before.
Yeah.
You know, as a professional pole dancer, I am used to twirling
Oh
around
my
the pole,
gosh.
not gripping
Yeah.
like this. So I think it
Of
was like
course.
having my wrist like back like this and then
110.
clenched. Like,
You guys are gonna have to watch the YouTube version and see what you just did.
That's what I meant, guys. Get your head out of the gutter.
Of course.
Yeah. It was a lot of many hours holding this pole. So
Yeah. Firm grip.
That sounds
Firm
painful, honestly.
it is. It's literally the only thing that's hurting on my body right
Yeah.
now.
Wait,
is my
that's
wrist.
crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Was it 57 all at once or broken up?
So I did the days kind of all ran together, but
Yeah.
Sunday I did like 19 and a half, and then I slept a few hours Sunday night and then did two like 19 like a 19 and a half and then a 19 stretch. So we like did the 19 and then went to the aid station, like refueled, and then went right back out into the next 19.
Wow.
So that was like 38 or whatever. Yeah. But it was amazing. Like probably one of the coolest things I've ever done.
That's awesome.
It looks so beautiful.
Oh, it was gorgeous. And like the picture, I would take a picture and then I would look at it. It was like, this does not do it justice how gorgeous it is.
Yeah.
Like
It's so true.
Were you running around Lake Tahoe?
Yeah, it was all around Lake Tahoe.
That lake is so blue and clear. Like, it's the water, like the pictures don't do it justice. It's like a hidden oasis. Like
yeah. It really, it's like heaven on earth. I can't think of any other place that I've been where I really didn't want to leave. Like, and even now I just have like post like experience,
blues.
just like blues. Yeah. I really want to move there one day. It's just so,
Maybe we'll
I mean, if I
have
went
to.
there in the winter, I'm sure I'd think a little bit different.
I don't know. I could see you getting into like winter sports.
Yeah.
I totally could
do like
too.
snowshoeing.
Some cross country skiing.
Snowshoeing.
Just
the way she said that
is fun.
I could
I was
see
like,
snowshoeing.
Yeah. You just literally climb up a mountain like with shoes, snowshoes.
Yeah.
It's fun. But yeah, it was awesome. 200 miles is a long way though. Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
That's
like a war zone.
It's a long way.
Oh. But in my mind it was like I can't even That's for me, like the great thing about pacing is that I never think about myself. Like my mind is so focused on the other person that like the miles I don't even think about. But it was crazy. Like a lot of hallucinations and stuff happening.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Were you with him when he was hallucinating?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. One was funny. We like rounded a corner. This was during the day, and he's like, "Oh my god, it's a green Teletubby." I was like, "Oh,
Shut up,
Stop. Really?
Like a gummy along the way?
No. Right. But then like when it got
That's
into the
crazy.
dark, he couldn't even look in the woods. Like I was in front of him. I was like, just look at my look at my shoes. Don't look side to side. Cause you know how you can look in trees and be like, oh, I see a face. Or
Yeah.
he was seeing like scary stuff.
Oh,
and then we bumped
hard.
into this
What
one woman
causes that?
who so over the course, he started at 9 a.m. Friday. We crossed the finish line at 3 a.m. Tuesday. And in total,
my God.
What?
Yeah.
That is
So in total, he had probably 4 hours of sleep, maybe,
oh my gosh.
broken up. So I think the combination of your body is just so depleted, right? Regardless of how much you're fueling and drinking, but the sleep deprivation and
That
the
is
nighttime,
insane.
just the nights rock you.
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah.
That's crazy. So 2 a.m. Tuesday, you said?
That's insane.
Yeah, it was like 3 a.m. Tuesday that we crossed the finish.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why does this make me want to experience like 100-miler?
Yeah. Do it.
Does it?
100.
Oh, it does. It doesn't.
Hallucination stuff is like,
Right.
what is this? Like, you hear people talk about raccoons in the bushes and things like that. Like, there's nothing there. I don't know. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
My
it's,
husband
so
swears
common,
that he became a vegetarian because of a hallucination he had on 100-miler, where he
What?
saw like a cow look at him and it said, "Don't eat me." That's what it says.
What? Yeah, it
That
is
is
what we bumped
weird.
into this one woman though, who like some of these people that have hallucinations it's scary. Like
Yeah.
if you had no idea what was going on and you came across this woman, you'd think she was like blackout drunk. She was just standing in the middle of the trail and she was like, "Where am I? I hate hallucinating." And she's like whacking a stick with her pole. I was like looking at her pacer like, are you guys okay? Cuz
Yeah.
and so it's scary because this distance, like I don't know what kind of waiver they had to sign, but some people don't have any pacers.
Oh my.
It's like
Really?
scary
Yeah.
because first of all, some of the areas were like really treacherous.
Yeah.
And in the nighttime, and there's no one in between these aid stations, which are, I think the shortest clip was like 14 miles. So most of them are like 18 to 19 miles where you're in the middle of the woods and no one's coming.
Yeah.
Too, right? Like wildlife and things like that.
Yeah, we saw a bobcat like very close to the finish.
Wow.
And someone got a big bear on video, mountain lions.
Terrifying.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
But it was wild.
Yeah, that makes me. I would never be able to do it. That scares me.
You surprise yourself.
Yeah, I don't know, or maybe I guess I don't have the desire. Like that just sounds
fair.
Insanity.
Yeah, like
I
so.
wouldn't want to do over 100.
What happens with hallucinating? Like, does it eventually pass, or?
Yeah, like even with Ryan, once he like kind of like calmed down because a lot of it. So there were 300 people that entered. There were over 100 DNFs. Most of them because of their breathing, because they have this thing called Tahoe lung that because the trails are like so soft, it's like so much gets kicked up. And there was like a ton of pollen, plus you have the altitude.
Yeah.
And like at the aid stations in the middle of the night, it literally was like you're transported back to like when the plague existed, like the cough that these people had. And they told them all like, you wear a buff, cover your mouth, but who's going to wear that for 200 miles? Right. Like in the end, it really ended up being, it was like 210.
Jeez.
But yeah. So this, like he was hacking up so much stuff at the end. And so he was like, the last 19 miles, especially, I was just trying to like talk him down. He's like, I think I might be having a heart attack. And I'm like, no, you're good. Like your muscles are just overworking. Cause I'm like, even if you are having a heart attack, like we're in the middle of the fucking mountain.
Yeah.
Like what are we have to get to the next place. But yeah, it was crazy. Like so much fun too, though. Like there were so many laughs. Like the group of us, there was me and two other people that paced, and then Ryan's wife. and we just had a blast. Like it was
That's
so much
fun. That's so fun. It's like so crazy. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Like how often do you get to experience this type of thing with people? It's
Yeah.
like you see a lot of highs, a lot of lows.
Yeah.
Like the bond between that is like probably so surreal. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
You sound like you're like the perfect pacer too.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Like comforting and
the vibe is high, you're positive naturally. Like
yeah.
You'd be a fun one to run with.
Yeah.
Thank you. I try to keep it fun. Keep it inappropriate mostly.
I was gonna say you're not afraid to drop an F-bomb.
No. Especially when there was the bobcat.
Yeah.
I was like,
God.
that's a bobcat. I was like, you fucking kidding me? I was like, you gotta go. Like, we gotta get out. I did not come this far to get killed by a bobcat.
Yeah. You're like, I got 3 babies at home. Okay.
Right.
What do you do with a bobcat? You know how there's like different responses to different animal encounters? Like with a like, are you supposed to make yourself big? Are you supposed to stay still? Do you just like run away? What? Like,
I don't know. Like we ran away. We could hear the cowbells at the finish line when we saw this thing.
Oh wow.
And I was like, we go. Like I don't know what you're supposed to do. And apparently I guess they're not as nasty as like a mountain lion will tear you up.
Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to run from them. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't think you can turn your back on them.
No.
Like cat nature, right? Like
there's that video of the guy that the cat came was feet away from it, and the whole time he's just like no, and he's like backing up, and so the cat was, of course, but which is crazy, huh?
Did he have his kids too?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
I remember that, and it kept like
or
pouncing
something
at him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I have a friend who has a bobcat as a pet.
What?
Really?
Sorry.
You said that. It was so like poised, like I have a friend.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, that doesn't seem.
Yeah. I don't know the story behind it. I remember working with her in the ambulance.
How do you not?
She was like,
ask that question.
He's like,
I know.
I don't associate with her anymore.
I'm like, okay, cool. I have a dog. No. I like cats. I have no. I think I didn't think much of it until she showed me a picture, because I was thinking like, oh, you have a bobcat? Yeah, okay. Like I have a tiger. You know, we used to have like a Bengal, and I'd be like, we have a mini tiger. Like he's so cute, or a mini cheetah, and because they're cool, they're like spotted and stuff. And so I think I was just thinking of that. And then when she showed me a picture, I was like, oh, fucking bobcat. Like
This was in Vegas.
Yeah.
So that explains some of it.
Yeah. No, for sure. I was like,
what are the hands on that? Like,
she said it was her second one. Like she's had one before. So
first one.
Now that you say that, I feel like there was someone I used to follow on Instagram that had a couple bobcats.
She's like, it just roams freely outside.
She's like, that's my pet. I say that about everything. I'm like, oh, that porcupine we saw. Yeah, that's my pet.
It's free ranging.
Yeah, it's free ranging.
Yes.
I'm gonna take him home now. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So,
and then
summer running, huh?
So summer running.
Yeah.
We really teased it.
Well, yeah, Tricia, you did a great job teasing it.
Yeah.
So I feel like we have to talk about it. Although I really do want to dive more into this bobcat situation.
Right.
I'll get some follow up. Let's get
her on. Get her on the pod.
I'll message her. I'll be like, I'll just watch. I probably wasn't listening, and she was just like, I saw a bobcat once.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then I actually have a pet, Otis, and I'm like, that's not my dog. That's crazy.
Otis. How is Otis?
Yeah. Otis. He's good. He loves his new house. He's killed a lizard, and he's so happy. So,
we had to pause the recording for a second. Odie loves this new house.
Sorry. Put the word pause. Sorry. I have no chill. Yeah, he killed a lizard recently, and so he's very proud. He's super happy. He loves the desert.
Care about the rest of the
like,
family,
he's
but
super
if
happy
Otis is
and,
happy,
like,
then
just thank goodness, you know. But he has a great life. As long as Otis is happy, then we can all at least be happy. But yeah, it's so crazy because, well, Tricia just asked how hot it is, and like you would think that he wouldn't want to be outside, but dogs like love to bask in the sun, and so he just lays out there in pants and like that. There's no way you like that. What's happening? Sorry. Yeah, it's hot outside, so he just likes to lay out there and bask in the sun.
Okay, so let's start there.
We all just
no
suffer
barefoot
out there
running.
too.
No, just kidding.
But
So it's like
anyway,
where
no,
I live in
Tricia asked
Tennessee,
how hot
it
was,
gets
and
like
it's
really
been-
hot
it's
and
ho-
humid.
It's so hot
but,
that the ground is not like
you guys
can't
are
really
you're in the
can't
desert.
walk on it barefoot
So
without burning
what
your
does
feet,
summer
you know?
running look like for you guys as far as
Okay.
when do you run? How do you adjust your, like, if you have, you know, a workout in your long run, how do you adjust it or whatever? And then we'll get into fueling and stuff. Like, do you guys go early?
Just quit during the summertime. Too bougie for this place. No, I'm just kidding. So obviously we train off heart rate, which, you know, can suck sometimes during the summertime because your heart rate's obviously working extra hard during the heat. But I think it's also like a good sign for me. Like I turn a lot into like internal effort even too. Like sometimes I won't even look at my watch, but I'll just like go off of effort base too. And like, okay, I'm feeling exhausted. Like it is because I am exhausted. Because it can be hard, like as runners that like we have goals and things like that. Like it's easy to just be like, well, everybody's running in the summer, so everybody feels this way. So just grind through it, right? And so for me, it's like constantly reminding myself, like, no, you're not weak that you can't hit these paces. You actually probably shouldn't be able to hit these paces because it's so hot. But yeah, I run we run early mornings. It's really nothing really changes for me because I have to run early mornings anyways. And then if I have to do workout like in the evening, it's like I go to the gym because my treadmill's in my garage and I'm not about to do that. And then it's just adjusting and like lots of hydration and water and stuff. So
do you have like a hydration plan? Like are you pretty diligent about like, okay, I pre-hydrate? No. You're smiling.
Don't call me out.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Not me. Sorry. This morning, I every water fountain I saw, I was like, "Can we stop? Oh, can we stop?" Because I didn't come. Everybody's there with their handhelds and all this stuff, and I was just like, crazy. I don't really have one of those. Here, so and it's just, I was like, any ounce I could not stop. Like just moisture. It's every water. I was ready to jump
everybody
in the river and drink the
they're
algae
like, my
water.
hair feels really dry, my skin feels very dry.
Yes,
like so
it was hot. It wasn't like that hot, but I was very thirsty
because it's used to like humidity. It's more wet. Like I don't know. It's just different. But yeah, like water. Yeah, it's. Yeah. And you're in the sun all the time too with your kid. You're like playing at the pool half the day too. So you're like already rolling into your next run dehydrated. Like, I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Like we just have orange pee all summer long.
Do you guys use electrolytes?
I just drink like e-fuel, like their high carb drink. I just do 2 scoops of that in my water. That's honestly like, yeah. That's the only way I drink my water. Otherwise, plain water doesn't really do anything for me during the summertime.
Yeah.
Like crazy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Liquid IV.
Yeah, I'm a big. I use a lot. Well, I do like Element or Liquid IV. That's the one. Yeah, or like whatever whichever one we're trying. But yeah, I use a lot of Liquid IV, and because like when I sweat, like you can see the salt all over me. So yeah, and it's like, yeah, when we're running, like we were just talking about it, we were like, you don't look sweaty. I don't look sweaty, you know? And it's just so crazy because then when you actually do stop, that's when you start to sweat. But a big thing for me is drinking a lot the day before a long run. So like that's something I do prepare for just in general. Cause I do get really stressed about not drinking enough water, but and then I never bring anything on runs. Like I don't like to carry things. Like I will throw everything away, and then the vests are just really cumbersome, Tricia? With like chafing and stuff for me. But like,
yeah,
when I see people wearing them, like I wore one so smart, you know. So like, if I was to talk to someone, I'd be like, you should wear a vest. You should wear a vest. You could just wear it or whatever.
I chafed so bad, like on my rib cage from and it was different there, because of the dry heat. Like here, it's way worse because it's so hot and humid. It gets like 95 today, and so humid. Like I don't even want to wear a shirt underneath it because it's so hot. But if I don't, then I chafe really bad. So only like longer runs I'll wear it, and then I'll always carry something. So I have a flip belt there's like a water bottle that slides into the back of the belt, which is awesome because I don't like to carry, like I carried a handheld for a long time, but like your hand gets tired, your arm gets tired when it's like.
Why do you say that? Because you're like pretty ripped in your arms. But I feel the same way. Like if I don't get used to like running with it all the time, because I'll go winter season like not running with a handheld, but then summer rolls around and I have a handheld back in my hand, and it's like, why is this so heavy? Like,
it's just like, which in a way it's kind of good because it's
like this,
right? Yeah, how many times? But like it kind of forces you to drink like front load your hydration because you don't want to run with this thing. But I do like the flip out one because it's like a long bottle and it like kind of has a curve, so it like fits well against your back.
Does it slosh? Does it go like
a little actually? It's not bad. It's in there nice and tight. As it should.
Try that one and see what I think.
It's good.
I have a Nathan, but I never use it. But like for my long run this morning, I was very proud of myself because hydration is always an afterthought for me. But I love Gatorade,
as it should.
I don't know. And so I just have like the little Gatorade, and I just carried it. And then like I had to work out my long run, so I dropped it after I did my like warm up miles, did the workout, and then came back and picked it up. You know, like I'm big on stashing the bottles. Like dropping it in the woods. I just drop it in the woods. I do that.
Drop it in the woods.
And then come back and get it. But I do also have like salt tabs that I'll chew. Because you're supposed to take like kind of like the guideline is 400 milligrams of sodium, and a lot of energy gels don't have a lot of sodium.
You just drop it in the woods.
What does Crank Fuel does?
Yeah, Crank Sports. It has like
Crank Spot
297 milligrams in one gel.
You know, I think I have some. I need to try it. Because the other one I like is Humagel Plus has like 200 something.
Humagels.
But I like UCAN because you can take it every 75 minutes versus like every 30. How often does Crank?
Okay, so when I did UCAN, that didn't work for me. I did that on my first CIM, and I actually ended up with like sodium deficiency. I ended up in the med tent because my lips were like purple.
Were you taking a sports drink? I'm saying like you'll have to supplement.
So I had a handheld, and it was Scratch Lab. But the gel just didn't, for me personally, it just didn't give me enough calories. Like it's low on the calories, and then it's like only 19 grams of carbs, which I know their carbs are different, but like it just
you noticed a difference. You felt like you didn't have that's interesting.
I just realized
I think I bonked the hardest because my nutrition just was underfueled.
Right.
And then grandma's
how often were you taking it?
I took it, I had 6 of them, so
oh wow.
I don't know, like every 25 30 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it just still wasn't enough for me. So when I swapped over to the e-gels, which it's a totally different texture, like that was really hard for me to get used to. It's thick. It's like thinner than the what are the other ones, the goo, but it's still pretty thick like goo. And so going from like UCAN where you could literally slurp it down, I was like, this is so different. But the just amount that's in it was like, I felt the difference. Like, but I wonder if you could play around with that with your hydration. Like, I know people that drink a lot of their calories and they will drink a lot of their carbs in their actual liquids, but I've never played around with that. But I'm sure the ultra world, like, I think a lot of people do that typically.
Yeah,
With
with this one, because I mostly had been doing gels with previous ones, but with this, knowing that I'd be out there for so long, I did a lot of like the striker bars, which is kind of like a Rice Krispie, perfect bars.
That sounds yummy.
Yeah, so like more solids, but then I had like a variety of gels just so I wouldn't get that flavor fatigue. So some of the UCANs there, I tried, it's a salted caramel UCAN edge that had 32 grams of carbs, which because some of them are really low, but I aimed for every 30 to 45 minutes, depending. Like,
so you're constantly fueling yourself ahead of time.
Yeah, constantly.
Smart. Yeah.
Which makes such a big difference. Like, even with some of them, like with the UCAN that says like every 75 minutes, I don't even really agree with going by that, because like, in my opinion, I think you should aim for like a certain amount of carbs per hour. So like if you're only getting 19 grams of carbs an hour when you're, I don't know. Right. Right. And it's too late. You like can't catch up from that.
Well, it's hard because the people that advertise, this isn't like a knock on UCAN, but
and
the people,
it's early and often because bonking doesn't happen front loaded and then you can finally feel better. Bonking happens after the fact and then your body's done and depleted, you know.
Process for a runner like us who were out there for 3+ hours, 4, 5, 6. I mean, obviously the 5 and 6 hours is a little different going on its own. It's more ultra, but like it's just. Our feeling is different than like finishing in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like, that's like you're out there.
I've never raced with UCAN. I like to mix up my gels though.
I think that's
like, because I want to throw like a caffeinated one in there, or one with sodium, or like even just mix up the flavor too, you know? But yeah, like the more the better. Like, I mean, Tricia, didn't David Roach? I mean, he's really big on that now. Like, tons of carbs.
Yeah. And I love that, because I feel like even with UCAN and some of these people that are promoting like low sugar, it's like for so many runners, it's already a problem to try to get people to fuel. So then when you have people that are like, oh, there's no sugar, there's like less calories, it's like, we need to like shift away from that for so many runners. So you hear like David Roach is like crushing. What did he just do? Like 200 grams of carbs an hour or something?
Which is
like,
something insane.
Yeah.
I just don't like having to carry a bunch of gels. That's why I'm like, I like you can, because you can stretch it out longer. But you're right. Like I don't know. But I think we've talked about where to store them, but I still like, I shove them in my side pockets. I put them in my bra, and I feel like a pack mule. And I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think also with like a low sugar thing, or when people don't feel well after having a lot of gels and stuff, I think that sugar substitute or whatever they're using to sweeten it can give you a lot of actual stomach problems, because I noticed I drink I eat a ton of sugar like on a daily, so my stomach is very, very used to it. But then the second I have something that has sugar substitute, I can, it's like, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't feel great, or it like doesn't sit well in my stomach, and like it's sloshing around, like that kind of thing, you know. And so what I have done, like when I don't, like my last marathon, I had 6 gels. And I knew I wouldn't get the last one down. I knew it was done. Like by my, like what I felt like when I started my 5th one, I was like, I cannot do this again. And I just opened them both of my 5 and 6 at the same time, and I took them at the same time. And I'm so glad that I did, because I didn't run out of energy. And I also like, I don't know that that's like the best strategy, and I'm not saying that you have to do it. It was just like, I knew that I would have been like, could I have done better if I had all of my gels? I knew that all the what ifs of that feeling situation. And like, I just kind of kept taking it for, I don't know, like over the course of a full mile probably, but I'm so glad that I did because
and it's important
otherwise
in heat. Your body needs more carbs
dwelled
when
on not
it's hot
having
outside.
all of
so
them.
like,
and
I feel like summer running really
I've noticed that
forces
sometimes in
you
my
to be
training too, I'll
intentional
just double up
about
on them
your
just from the
fueling,
get-go,
like
just so I know that I'm front loaded with carbs,
like
and
regularly,
I take one at the start line
taking
too.
in that
So
fuel on a regular
like,
cadence, because you feel the effects of the weather so much more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, freezing some water even in your like I used a handheld for one of my races, and well, for the one that I DNF'd, so I only carried it for a few miles. But what I did is, because I was nervous about the humidity, I was like very nervous about it. But so I just like froze a little bit of water in there overnight, and then it just melted over time, and it was great. So I'd probably, if I was to get a handheld again, which after today, because I was being annoying with every water stop, I was like, oh, I should really do that,
they had
and
the
just
weightlifters
freeze a little bit of water, that way
hold something cold in their hands,
cool and your body, because like you're not getting a ton of water off of those. It's not like you're taking down 16 ounces at a time.
And more reps and stuff. There's, I don't know. It'd be interesting if it's the same with endurance sports, but I gotta think it can't help. I mean, it's gonna help cool your core body temperature.
I think even putting something on your chest or behind your neck, like even like grandma's marathon, it wasn't like super hot that day, but it was humid, like humidity was high. Crazy. It was like 90 or something that day. And I remember using those sponges that they pat, which is kind of gross to think about, like how many people probably put that on their body. And I'm like, okay. They literally, I used it every time they handed me one. I put it on my chest and it like cooled me down, and I swear by it. Like, I swear that it works. And I see people like will put rags, like wet rags, put them in the freezer in a Ziploc baggie, and then take it out for the next day for their run and put it around their neck. I'm like, that's genius. Like,
it is genius.
Yeah. We did that in Tahoe, like during the day it was really hot. And so we had like our buffs that when we'd pass a creek that was like freezing, it's just like melted snow, we dip it and then put it on, or like put our hats in the water and put it on. And even like we crossed some snow and took the snow, like shoved it down our backs. Like, and it did like, it makes help so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there anything you guys do for chafing? Like, is there do you just use Vaseline or Body Glide or?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Too. Yeah. And actually, I did not chafe from the vest.
So great.
It wasn't humid, but I just took that happy curve stick. I was like all over the place. Yeah.
I've honestly been using that happy curve stuff a ton. I love it. Yeah. Oh, really? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have been using that like crazy. I feel like with Body Glide, I don't know. I haven't used it in a long time, but I feel like I would either just sweat it off really fast or just didn't fully. I don't know if I wasn't using enough, but yeah. Vaseline, I get nervous that I'm just gonna become like just.
What about you, Whitney?
On that thing, yeah.
I forgot about the happy curves one. Yeah. So I use Vaseline. Like I don't, but not. I forget, and then I'll chafe.
Yeah, it would be.
I haven't chafed in a while, actually. I think it's because I've changed like my outfits. My fits are different, and I don't really chafe.
Speaking of David Roach, he uses like KY jelly, like actual lube.
I was thinking when Olivia was talking about being lubricated, I was like, well, KY would probably work pretty well.
Yeah. Can you imagine busting that out at a race?
Like,
can I interest you in some lube?
It'd be a really good, like if your kids find it and they're like, what is this? Oh, it's for my, I don't chafe when I'm running. That's what it's for.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny. Just like, yeah. Oh my God.
All I can think about is the P. Diddy case now.
I know, me too. Which I didn't even know about until like my I knew about
gallons
the
of KY jelly
whatever.
everywhere.
Why can't I talk? But I didn't know about the baby oil, and my neighbor kid was like telling me, not my, whatever. You guys, I can't talk. But the neighbor kid who's 12 was telling me about it this week, and I was like, oh. He didn't know the details, but he was like making jokes about it, and I was like, oh my god, this is
where all the baby oil went. He stole it all.
Guys, we all know how I feel about Justin Bieber, and I think this is why he's gone off the rails. It's because of P. Diddy. Sorry. You have to listen to a past episode. I forget which one to know my love of the Biebs.
She loves Biebs.
He stole it all.
I heart Biebs.
Was he involved with Diddy?
This is a podcast about Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And okay, so here's a segue. Speaking of when you're running in
Whitney
the hot summer heat, and that was redundant, and you really need to be motivated, you listen to Justin Bieber. That's what you do.
Fan club.
Right?
Including Whitney.
No, it's not really what I do. No.
Talk to me, Justin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that your like
what song?
Like feeling
song
I was like hey Siri, play Justin Bieber.
I knew it.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. It really is. It's I have a HomePod.
One more thing with the sodium. So like a couple summers ago, I was having the worst GI distress.
Like, I thought you'd never
I'm talking
asked.
like every single run, and I would not carry any hydration. And I was listening to a podcast, I can't remember which one, and it might have been like Holly Fuel Nutrition, talking about the importance of sodium with GI distress, and that was a game changer for me. Like I don't have any GI distress on runs anymore. Just Element is what I usually go with, and especially in the summer, like I'll make a point to drink one during the day, and then I'll carry it on runs. But because I was like, I had no idea what was causing it. I'm like thinking it was like type of food, and so if anyone seems
to
right.
That's wild. Yeah. I really do think that the ingredients so much, it has to do with like the GI distress. It's not just taking a gel itself. It's that like whatever you're lacking is probably like what's causing you to have the GI distress. So if you, like the sodium is such a great example, and like for me artificial sugars are just, they are out. I need whatever full sugar process that you can give me. Yeah, because otherwise it's like it's if I was trying to eat too healthy and do like a more high fiber food or something, like it just doesn't sit well. Like I need like Pop-Tart, Uncrustable, something like that, and then especially in the summer and just she said please don't do high fiber.
You like sugar, you like Pop-Tarts.
Eating a salad beforehand.
I feel like if you're having issues with fueling now. Well, first of all, so staying hydrated
I think that
all the time is good. Pre-hydrating, like drinking something with sodium before you get out, but also like kind of logging if you are having GI distress and stuff, like kind of logging what you're taking, because it could be you don't tolerate artificial sweeteners very well, or maybe you're not getting enough sodium. Like the baseline is like 60 grams of carbs per hour, right? And then like 400 milligrams of sodium. But if it's like super hot and humid, you're gonna need more than that. And like a lot of people don't realize that most energy gels have like pretty much trace amounts of electrolytes. So if you're not taking a hydration or a sports drink with it, or salt tabs or whatever, you're not getting it. Like for me, I get goosebumps all over my body, like pretty early on if it's hot outside and I am not taking in my electrolytes. So like my body is actually very telling of, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of times, like, if you are sweating and then you stop sweating, like, you are extremely, extremely dehydrated. That's a big one. Cause I used to run like in the middle of the day, which I recently did, and people were like, that's so bad for you. And I was like, I know, but sometimes it is the only time, and I do like to take advantage of when I get to run outside. And obviously, like, I know sunscreen and cover yourself the best that you can. It's just so warm, like to wear like any kind of UV shirt, and so wearing a hat is super important. And but back before I had kids, I'd run like middle of the day, like 2 p.m. highest heat, and then I always thought it was crazy that I would just stop sweating. And it was because I was getting so dehydrated, and I would run so slowly. Like, I would be slogging out the slowest miles, and like I could not pick up my feet anymore. And then I'd get home, have some water, feel better, and I was totally fine. And when your stomach, when you touch it and it's like super, super cold, and yeah, it was like I'd be all goosebumpy too, just like that. And it was like 110 out. But so I used to carry an what are those called? A camelback backpack, like a little one. I had like a really tiny, perfect little petite one, and I would always put ice in it and water, and then it would just stay cool. And I would go on these like super long runs, and that was the best way. And then
and seeking shade too. Like, so we go to
change
Charleston,
the games so that I
which is
wouldn't
like the
feel that
swamp
like
in
shuffle
South
at the end.
Carolina
When
for
you're
a
just
couple
like
weeks,
trying to
and then,
shuffle
like,
that last
in
mile
July.
home. And because
I
summer
have
running,
found
like
like a nice
it's
shady
uncomfortable,
loop
but it
to
shouldn't
do my
be
speed
impossible.
work. It's like mostly shady because other than that, I mean, it's blistering heat and it is so humid, and and then adjusting your paces or your effort, or like going by heart rate or something. And rehydrating is super important too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, have your Gatorade or Element Tea or Element or whatever you call it after.
Mhm. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe finding a
Yeah,
loop
that's
too where you
true.
could
And your
drop
kids,
something, I think
when they're
that's
like,
probably
I'm
finding
done.
any kind of loop. Because I always think like, oh, I can just stop at home, and
all
grab
right, is there
something,
anything
but
that we
I can't.
didn't
I'm
cover?
like, if I see my house, I'm
Summer running.
done for. I'm like, oh, yeah. Exactly. Mom, I need this.
Sunscreen.
Yeah.
Sunscreen. Is there a sunscreen that you guys like? I have a terrible,
I don't know.
terrible
I don't know
runner's
how
tan.
informational that was.
Oh,
Wear a
my
hat.
watch is like
Wear
awful line right now. For face,
Sorry.
I really like it's La Roche Posay.
As I never wear.
And it doesn't like
sunscreen
bleed into my eyes, which is like the worst. Especially I wear contacts, so it's like when you get sweat in contacts, it's like it sucks.
I am like 10 shades darker.
It's like salty. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. But I like that one. Oh, I've heard good things about that. Doesn't Trader Joe's have like a good knockoff of that actually? That's what I've heard.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's like, isn't it like a gel?
Think about people who sweat into their eyeballs with contacts.
Yeah.
Dang. I like that. I like the super goop. If I'm gonna use one, then that's what I use. Yeah, that one's. I think so. We aren't special enough to have a Trader Joe's. Yeah, it's like a gel. I don't know. Almost all face products that I use are like some kind of almost like a gel. They just sit much better on my skin for whatever reason. Like, because anything that's like an actual lotion, especially because we run, like it never breaks through my skin barrier. It just sits on my face, and I'm always like, how much protection is this actually giving me? So yeah, I pretty much tan up right away. I don't burn a ton. So
I like the Elta
I don't really know,
MD.
like all of a sudden I just wake up and I'm like
the ones that you guys have too.
Darker, so
it's the tinted one, and it doesn't get into my contact eyes. And I used to get, I don't know if I do anymore, but like postpartum, I'd have like melasma, like the brown spots,
yeah,
like that's hormone related. And like as soon as I was out in the sun, I would get like these brown spots on my face. And Elta, once I started using Elta, I never had those again.
What is it? Like ELTA? Ulta?
Yeah, ELTA, MD.
ELTA. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Where do you get it from? Like, can you get it from like?
I just get it off Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to read a shout out. Okay. This is from Becky Pusky.
And I had never heard of the brand before.
I started running at age 43 as a way to fundraise for type 1 diabetes while also achieving a lifelong dream of running the New York Marathon. Running with Team Breakthrough T1D, formerly JDRF, has meant a great deal to me as our youngest daughter, Caroline, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes a few weeks before starting kindergarten. Almost immediately, running became an outlet for me and a way to create awareness, to be vulnerable in sharing our story, and to ultimately raise money that will help fund research, trials, treatments, and hopefully one day a cure. As I committed to the miles and pushed myself through training, I felt running taking on additional meaning in that I was evolving into something much more personal. Running gave me an opportunity to step away from daily responsibilities, clear my head, and manage the stress that comes with trying to be everything to everyone. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That is amazing. Again, like what an amazing way to take something that's really hard and turn it into something wonderful.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Great job, Becky.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
And we have some new shout outs too. Hey, Tricia, do you want to read the shout out? Do you have it?
Yeah.
Or not. Yeah, sorry. Reviews. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, okay. Wait, I was like, wait, didn't you?
What am I doing?
It's the
4 coaches I didn't know I needed.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we have this review titled 4 coaches I didn't know I needed. I've been running for over 12 years and I've learned that we all go through different seasons, growing, learning, and redefining our goals along the way. I always knew I wanted to keep running after having kids, but this podcast has sparked a new level of inspiration in me. It's helping me chase goals I didn't even know I had. Huge thanks to these 4 incredible moms and all the guests they've featured. Every episode leaves me feeling motivated and seen. I can't wait to hear more. Highly recommend to any mother runner out there. Aw, thank you.
It's awesome.
Yay. Thank you.
Good one.
Yeah.
That's great because we were going to quit. I'm just kidding.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
We'll keep going.
Done.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Thank you for all the reviews. We've gotten several in. Keep it going.
Yeah, it helps us so much.
We're done. 12 episodes. That's it. That's all you got. How to be a mother runner.
What did I miss?
Olivia. She's trying really hard.
What did I miss? What happened?
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wish. Like, trying to block her from my screen so I don't laugh.
Oh. Just the giggles.
Sorry. I'm trying really.
Are you mewing, Shanna? Is that what you're doing?
I don't know.
You guys
I
haven't
don't know.
mewing
I was a fast person.
Your kids haven't taught you what
She
mewing
started laughing, and then I started laughing.
What is that?
Yeah.
Mewing?
Yes. It's like this
dirty?
thing where my kids would have to explain it, but it's like you bite your cheek so it accentuates your cheekbones like this.
No, I don't know.
And then you go and you show off your jawline.
Isn't that a Pokemon?
What? When do you do
YouTube
this?
thing. I don't know. Kids these days.
There's no cheek.
Oh,
I don't know.
Tricia, you got it down.
So do I need... I do a lot with my mouth.
Her hand. Her mouth and her hands.
Trisha, you have a sick jawline.
Right, I know. Well, with my wrist injury, there's only so much I can do. So
sorry, I was gonna say you work
changed.
I'm so sorry.
We gotta go. That's a wrap.
Wow. I love that you are
Mewing.
Dr. Tricia, and here we are like, you work out your mouth.
Somebody write in and tell me that you know what mewing is.
We should
okay?
do more
this
informational.
This is a sensation.
Informational podcast, and then we're like,
Anissa.
Love Island.
Amongst
like
Sienna's got
this whole
it down.
episode, what
She
happens?
does.
Mewing.
All right. Well,
No, she's doing the bombastic side eye now. That's another one.
My kids are obsessed with that.
Okay, so you know that one.
bombastic. I don't know
still
any of
do it
this.
wrong though.
I
They're like, that's
believe
not how
you.
you do it, Mom. Don't do
Honestly,
that.
I need to ask
Yeah.
Braden.
If
They
those
call me a big
labubu
one.
things are popular, I believe that is too.
Oh yeah, that's one.
They're so mean. Kids nowadays are so mean to their parents. I would never say the words my kids say to me,
What's
to my parents. Knowing I get thrown across the room.
that is so funny.
No, I don't know. Is it a girl thing? Like,
Big back? Big back is like, have you heard
I don't
of
know
Asian
any of
kids?
these.
Well,
No.
well,
What age? What age child?
I
is
know,
saying
I
these
know.
things?
my 9-year-old, and now
Okay.
and now
She's just
all
like,
of
I
us.
can't relate. My kids love me.
And I'm gonna have to ask my 9-year-old these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is your 9-year-old a girl or a boy?
Girl.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's probably why. She's
Not
like
into
the
the like
ringleader.
trends.
She's the ringleader of everybody else. It's
Good for her.
I don't know why she came first, honestly.
That is so funny.
But I do know why I
Yeah.
had them so quick, because if I would have found out what her real personality was, I probably would have stopped after one.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that I have the boy first, because he
Yeah,
could care less about trends. Like,
and my boy's the same way. He's like very like detached from that. Like he knows about it, but he doesn't really care. And he's like he's so nice to me. He's like, Mom, did you win? Did you win? I'm like, no, I didn't win. He's like, it's okay.
aw, yeah, boys are so sweet.
My girl, no empathy whatsoever. It's
Oh,
tough love.
Yeah, that was Brinley, my 6-year-old. Because
Yeah.
I'm rarely like dressed, and we went to a party last night, and so I picked them up from camp, like dressed in people clothes, not scrubs or workout stuff. And she's like, "Oh my God, you look so pretty! Like, why don't you do that more often?"
Yeah.
Like such a backhanded compliment from you. Like she was like eyeing me up and down. Like
I know.
Yeah. Right. You should keep that on forever, I think she said. But in a very judgy way.
No.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I feel kind of shitty about myself now. Thanks.
She's like, so you can do this. Maybe you
Calling
should
my
do
clothes
this.
old fashioned.
Yeah.
They're like, Mom, your
Cute.
style's old fashioned.
Cute.
No.
Old.
Yeah.
Oh,
kids. We love them. So
We do.
so much. Yeah.
old fashioned.
All
All right.
right. Well, on that note,
This was really entertaining. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you guys to go make my family dinner. I know.
It's needed.
Yeah.
go back to the
I know.
interviews.
Right.
This was so fun. We haven't done this in forever, the four of us. So
It's true.
so nice.
It's very different.
Our listeners are probably like,
I don't want to scare
Well,
them off.
Nice.
don't forget about our Patreon. Don't
No.
forget about our newsletter.
not the episode.
Patreon.com/Miles with Moms podcast.
They act way
Secret
more professional
episodes
on
on
the
there
interview.
and fun little bonus content on our newsletter, right?
It is.
mileswithmoms.com. Including info about our our retreat that we're hoping to do next year.
Mileswithmoms.com. Yes. We're trying to plan a mother runner retreat. And so if you've been seeing it in our stories, it's that's a survey so that you can all be a part of the planning so that we can get the logistics down so that it's
change the location
accessible
not
essentially, because planning a trip is hard enough as a person, and then
Like
as
Tahoe.
moms it's like how is this ever gonna work? So we want you listeners to be involved in the planning of it, and that way we can make it happen.
We could just fudge the numbers and be like, "Well, this is the winner."
Yeah, it's Tahoe.
It's gonna be Tahoe. All right, well, thank you guys. This was wonderful.
Yeah, thank
you everybody for
I'd be
listening
so down for
and
some
sticking
Tahoe
with us.
action.
Bye. Bye.
Tahoe. Thank you. Yes, thank you for making it. Bye.